All right, let's dive into something pretty exciting today. We're looking at a piece called the ATRIUM vision, and it paints this picture of a totally different future for the internet. Imagine a web where you're not just a user, kind of renting your space from some giant tech company, but you're an actual owner. Yeah, an owner of your own digital world. It's a huge shift, so let's get into what that really means.
But first, let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about it. Who actually owns your favorite online community? You know, the one you pour hours and all your energy into. Is it you, the person who's there every day helping build it? Or is it the platform that can just change the rules whenever it wants, sell your data, or heck, even just vanish overnight? This one question, it's really at the heart of everything we're talking about.
So, the source material has this term for the way things are now, big social. For what feels like forever, the web has been moving in one direction, towards these massive, centralized platforms that pretty much hold all the cards. Let's really unpack what that model looks like and why this new vision is such a big deal.
This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's a perfect illustration of the two competing ideas. On the one hand, you've got the reality for most of us right now, these centralized platforms where, let's be honest, the user is the product, and the community is just another data point to be analyzed and sold. But then, on the other hand, you see this completely different world, one where the people who actually build and live in these digital spaces are the ones who own them.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the fix? Well, according to the ATRIUM vision, it's not about just building a slightly friendlier platform. No, it's about a fundamental shift in how the internet is even built, a move away from these centralized corporate servers and towards true, genuine digital ownership for everybody.
And this right here is the core mission. The whole idea is to create an internet where anyone, you, your book club, your entire city, can own their own corner of the digital world. The key is to knock down the barriers to entry so hard that creating your own social network becomes as simple and, frankly, as revolutionary as starting a blog was a couple of decades ago.
And look, this isn't some pie-in-the-sky dream for the distant future. The source material is really clear that this is already happening. People aren't just building platforms, they're building what the text calls digital homes. So let's see what that looks like in the real world.
And the progress is real. We're not talking about a couple of small experiments here. This vision has already led to the creation of hundreds of individual, user-owned social networks, for everything from super niche hobby groups to entire cities setting up their own digital public squares. It's happening. So, what happens when people actually own their space? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. According to the source, when people have a real stake in their digital world, their behavior totally changes. Ownership leads to more respect between members, way deeper engagement with the content, and this shared sense of responsibility like, hey, this is our place, let's take care of it.
But let's be real. Building the future is never a straight line. It's messy. And this vision is very upfront about the challenges on the path. It's not about ignoring them, it's about facing what it calls the necessary friction of innovation. So let's take a look at what those hurdles actually are.
Here are the big ones. First off, there's the massive job of just getting users to change how they think, to move away from that free model where their personal data is the actual price. Then you have huge technical challenges in building a truly decentralized internet, not to mention creating moderation tools that can work on their own without a central boss. And of course, you've got to compete with the super slick, seamless experience of the tech giants. It's a tall order.
And this quote, this is absolutely key to the whole philosophy. The perspective here isn't that these are failures or dead ends. Nope, they're seen as an essential part of the creative process. Every single challenge that gets solved makes the whole ecosystem stronger and easier to use for the next person who wants to build.
So this brings us to the grand vision, the long game. It's not about replacing one dominant platform with a new one. It's about creating something totally different, a decentralized, interconnected web of communities, a whole new way for the internet to be structured.
This metaphor just nails it, doesn't it? Instead of one giant town square owned by a single corporation, the future could be this vibrant galaxy of countless different networks. Each one has its own culture, its own rules, but they're all interconnected so people and information can move between them freely.
And the ambition here is crystal clear. They've already proven the model can work with hundreds of networks. So what's next? Thousands, and then tens of thousands. The whole journey is about continuing to make it easier and more accessible, making digital ownership a reality for more and more people.
So we'll end on this. This whole vision, everything we've talked about, it really comes down to a question of control. It puts the power back in your hands. It's asking us not just what kind of world we want to live in, but what kind of digital world we actually want to build for ourselves. A world that we truly own, not one we just rent.